Hello and welcome back to another episode of Modded Skyrim. I'm your host Naya, and last I left off I was exploring the modded home Corinthia Tower, reborn because it was a Skyrim port to SSE. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I restored most of it. I'm only really having one, aside from this fucking mannequin, I'm only having actually one problem with the tower, and that is getting the water in the dormitories for the bathhouse, but it's not that big of a deal. Otherwise, yeah, everything is together, looks nice. Here's an auto sorting thingy, and everything is set. Yeah. It's a nice house. I even figured out how to activate this thing, which allows us to travel anywhere we want. I'm gonna go to Morthal. So I also figured out how to use TSC edit whatever, forgot the name of the program, but I use that to change the Peacekeeper armor, which is the armor that I use, and I use that to turn it into clothing. So now I can go and do a clothing build with the armor that I like. So yeah, I tried to do the whole light armor thing, but like your spells just didn't do any damage, so we went with a clothing build. So here we got max health and spell damage. Here we have less damage from power attacks, and I move 13% faster. And then here we have one-handed power attacks do 42% more damage, which is actually a little bit more than I thought it would be, and then power attacks cost less. This is part of the Winter Faith, the Faiths of Skyrim mod, and then this is part of the Equipable Tomes. This one kind of reminds me of the Diadem of the Savant. All spells are 15% more to cast, and 15% more effective, and 15% less to cast. And then I have an Amulet of Dibella on because that's the only necklace I had, and I mean roleplay reasons, because my character likes Dibella and I like Dibella. I even wear an Amulet of Dibella in real life because it's just a pretty necklace. But yeah. But now that we're doing a clothing mod, or not clothing mod, a clothing build, I have deemed it necessary to obtain the Diadem of the Savant. So the Diadem of the Savant is a fairly meh enchanted and unique item. In the base game, it has a armor rating despite it actually being counted as clothing. It is a circlet. Can I get up here without using console commands? And it reduces the cost of casting spells by 5% across the board. Which is, like, it's not a great thing, but it's actually pretty nice. So, as one of the mods I have installed, which changes the enchantments of unique items to be more useful and interesting, the Diadem of the Savant now grants 100 points of armor, is no longer counted as armor, or is no longer counted as light armor, despite being clothing, and instead grants 15% reduction to all spells. So that is what I am going to be obtaining. At least that's the plan. And the method of obtaining it is actually kind of fun. Like, I actually don't hate going out and finding this thing, because there's like a little maze. It does take a while to get through the maze. Like, it's not hard to get through. It's actually very straightforward. There's only one way you go. But it's a bit long when you're going through it, so it's like, can I just be done with the maze and get to the next part already? But overall, it's a pretty enjoyable experience. So right now we are in Labyrinthian. If you haven't noticed, that's where this is located. And I believe it's in this little area here. So that's like the main entrance to Labyrinthian. There's a troll over there. And then this is where it is. And I believe the area is called Shalador's Maze. I don't remember exactly, but I think that sounds about right. Loot this, and then yeah, Shalador's Maze. And this is also kind of a good place to go if you're trying to get some money in early game. It's not super challenging to do unless you're on a high difficulty like I am. And everything is kind of annoying. Though I did enchant my gear with some max health, so hopefully it'll be better. But this is the reason that it's actually not a bad idea to come here early in the game. It just gives you these staves, which are of, you know, various different values. But like this right here, you sell this staff, plus that one maybe, and that one, you already have Breeze Home. It's a very good way to just kind of get started. So these staves that you find will actually play a part in this. You will kind of come up to this, and this is the alteration symbol that you see here, which means we would need the alteration staff, which is Mage Light. You could also cast the spell if you have it. I'm not sure if I have Mage Light, but I feel like it's easier to just pick up one of the 4 staffs in your inventory rather than try to search for the spell. And then you just kind of run through here. There's a couple skeevers, nothing too bothersome. Curious how much armor that we have now. It's actually a pretty respectable amount. Okay. You actually enchant a necklace now. Sometimes there are little things in these shutters. Sometimes there aren't. They're not necessarily super useful or not. That's creepy. Oh, God. I had that glitch happen in a while. Yes, this is the part that I mentioned that can be kind of annoying and repetitive. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so this is the destruction one. So again, you could cast a spell if you have it equipped. Actually, I think I do have it equipped. So there you go, there's an example. Okay. Now I believe we go this way. Yep. Alright, and this kind of pops us out here. So I believe you want to go this way. Yeah, there's the word wall. So come this way. Go pick up the word here. Hello. That is the fear shout. And then here we will come across a another thing, and that would be fear. So we put that on. Go for it. Voila. And then just because I'm both tired of walking through all this and because I want to show you what it looks like, the maze is actually in the shape of an hourglass, which I find to be amusing, at least. I think it's this way, right? Let's continue on. I skipped a bit just to be a little quicker. Here we have a skeleton. You can loot that, and then there's liminal bridges underneath it, which is a skill book. I have a mod which turns skill books into buff books, where they give you a buff that makes you learn the skill line quicker, rather than just giving you one rank of it. It helps make books actually like helpful. All right, restoration. Grab the staff of repulsion. Alright, now this is the part you have to be careful with. We're going to go into the Trial of Conjuration, and we are going to run into a Dremora. And let me warn you now, if you have like good weapons and good gear, or you're on a lower difficulty, you will be able to kill him fairly quickly. So don't. Because he has the diadem of the savant, and what happens is after a certain like health threshold or time, he will teleport you back to this realm. And if you kill him too quickly, his body will get stuck there and not come with you here. So you need to, just maybe hit him once with something not super powerful, like just a light attack, not a heavy attack. And yeah, so we're actually going to make a save here just in case I fuck up. There will also be a couple of fire atronachs to deal with.
You meet your end, mortal.
What the fuck? Well, there's an example of what not to do. I don't know why I was able to just hit him once and then execute him. But see, now he's gonna come with us to this. There he is. There we go. Loot the frost salts off these guys, and then we have this Dremora here, and they have the diadem of the savant. And just like that, you have a unique and interesting piece of headwear. So as you can see, as part of the mod, it changes up how it works, but it's still okay in the base game. I just get it because it's a simple enchantment, and if you stack that plus the the archmage robes, it's like a nice 20% cost reduction, so why not? Also, it looks nice, and it saves me the time of enchanting another circlet. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode, and then we will move on to the Winterhold questline. Ciao!